My name is Garen Rush, and I'm the creator of Fatherhood Fridays. Fatherhood Fridays first began with me actually being at the barbershop, listening to a lot of older men, grandfathers to fathers to kids and teenagers. They were having conversations and dialogue about not only just women, but they were talking about marriage, relationships. Everybody who actually spoke from the vantage point of how they were raised. You can really hear the conversations and the angles and the points that they were making really, I felt like centered back down to their relationship with their father. And for me, that was an aha moment. That was a moment where driving the car, I just felt like, man, this is it. If I can create something, build something that really hits the center of this, not just be a bystander, where I see problems and different things happening in the world, but where I can actually do something that provides a solution. And Fatherhood Fridays was actually birthed mostly in that moment. Fatherhood Fridays has impacted me, actually my own personal life, in so many ways. Every person I interviewed did not actually know the questions. So once they sat down, I presented those questions to them, and to get their raw, natural responses is really what I wanted you guys to see. What was really cool is, more specific, like Tamon Marshall, what he mentioned and something that he said that just really stood out to me was that he said, be where your feet are. Oftentimes at work or at home, we're kind of like mixing the two. And what that comment really meant to me was just how important it is for me in the moment to love that moment with my children in that moment. If I'm at work, to commit 100% to that moment at work, but be planted where you are, be present in that moment. And another one that stood out to me was Edifin, when Edifin mentioned how his dad encouraged him to compete. At first I was like, compete? Like, wow. But I could really sense at the core of what his dad was trying to say, and what Edifin has used within his own child, is to be confident in who you are. And as a kid grows up with that confidence, there's nothing, I repeat, nothing that can stop you from reaching your goals or your dreams. And finally, another thing that stood out to me was my dad, me actually taking a moment to interview my father and listening to him talk about my grandfather and how we're alike. And then for y'all that don't know, my dad growing up used to always tell me, like, son, like, you can be the president or you can be the next leader. My dad would talk to me like that. So to interview him and see how he said, son, you know, we used to talk to you in the womb. We used to pray for you in the womb. We used to read to you in the womb. We used to say words of affirmation over you in the womb. And when I think about it, it really encouraged me just how important it is to prepare and do those things before the child even gets there. It's something I've done for my own kids, and I want to encourage you fathers to let's change the landscape of things. Let's change how things are done. Let's be transparent. Let's be open. Let's share more. Let's recognize the value that we have as being fathers. Let's recognize the moment now with our kids. They're the biggest investment that we could ever have. If we're there with them, there's nothing, I repeat, nothing, any challenge that they face in the world, there's nothing that they cannot overcome. And I think this Fatherhood Fridays has been more than just a video trying to help me, like start a book. I really think that this has become a movement not only around the fathers that are around me. I felt like they've been encouraged, not just a movement for the city of Houston, but I can see Fatherhood Fridays really affecting the world. Fathers, let's wake up. Fathers, let's approach life differently. Let's love our kids. Let's love our children. Let's love our wives. Let's love our mothers, our women, our sons, our daughters, just stronger than ever before. So Fatherhood Fridays in the future, man, it's changing as we speak. I had a friend reach out. I was like, man, I want to nominate my husband as a father. I can see that being a really important part of the future. Families nominating their dads. And I want to kind of transition and actually give the women a chance to talk and share what's on their hearts. So I like to interview women and actually let them talk about their experiences with their dad. I could see conferences in the future. I had a radio station as well as a cable station reach out to me recently, and a couple speaking engagements who not only am I blessed, but I want to be a blessing to you guys. Fatherhood Fridays is not something for me, but it's something for you. It's something for the world. So fathers, let's wake up. Let's make a change. Mothers, stay strong. Wives, help us. We need your help, your support. Don't give up on us. Y'all, let's make a change to really, really impact the world. Not just look at things from our own vantage point, our own selfish, like I said, perspective, but others. And I'll end with this. Having a son and a daughter has really taught me to make my decisions with them in mind. With this project, one thing I could never do, I could never not complete this project and go back to my kids and tell them to be the best that they can be. And I have never, ever done anything that I really, really loved. And so what's encouraged me, of course, all the likes and the shares and the comments have encouraged me, and my wife, who's been my biggest support, thank you, Moniz, for supporting me. My kids have really helped shape this. They don't even know this. But one day when Zoe and Kaylin are looking at this, and I really want you guys to be proud. Be proud of your dad, be proud of your father, and I'm just blessed that you are my children. So once again, my name is Garen Rush, and man, this is Fatherhood Fridays. You'll see a lot more from me in the future. What do you think about Motherhood Mondays? I want to hear from you. This concept of Motherhood Mondays is a branch from Fatherhood Fridays, and the goal is to dive deeper into a mother's relationship with their father and see how that has affected how they not only have been raised, but how they raise their kids. Leave your comments below. I want to hear from you.